Once hailed as the most prestigious and glamorous music awards ceremony in East Africa, the Kisima Music Awards were the pride of Kenya's entertainment industry. They were the stage where legends were born, careers were launched, and talent across East Africa found a spotlight. From Nameless and Amani to Wainaina and Myra, the red carpet glittered with icons. But today, the Kisima Awards are just a distant memory. What really happened? How did an institution with so much promise crumble into silence? In this video, we explore the rise and the fall of Kisima Awards, an award show that once defined the Kenyan sound and later collapsed under the weight of mismanagement, controversy, and changing industry dynamics.
Timothy in the meeting. Anyone from KFCB, please join the team. I want to acknowledge these colleagues of mine in a very special way. When Dr. Fred Smew and his team approached us to be part of this glamorous and
the Kisima Music Awards began in the mid-1990s as a modest initiative to appreciate local music talent, at a time when Kenyan music was largely underrepresented, especially in comparison to foreign hits dominating the airwaves. Kisima stepped in to offer a platform for Kenyan musicians. It started as a small, locally organized event spearheaded by industry insiders. Kisima Awards was among the most popular anticipated dates on the East Africa entertainment calendar. Founded by producer Ted Josiah and singer Peter Odero in 1994, the awards show initially covered all the performing arts and ran until 1997. The name Kisima, missing well or source in Swahili, symbolized the idea of nurturing source of music and creativity. By the late 90s, it had started drawing national attention, and by early 2000s, Kisima Awards had evolved in a major media event, aired on TV and heavily promoted on radio.
So, Kisima Awards is coming, yeah?
Mm-hmm. The first ever Kisima.
The early 2000s marked the golden age of Kisima. The Kenyan music scene was booming with the rise of kapuka, genge, and urban afropop. Artists like Isa, Nameless, Necessary Noise, Kleptomaniacs, and Nyashinsky were becoming household names, and Kisima was the ultimate symbol of success. Winning a Kisima Award wasn't just a trophy, it was validation. It meant radio play, interviews, endorsements, and concerts. The ceremonies were lavish and stylish, often hosted at iconic venues such as Carnival Grounds and Safari Park Hotel. Red carpets were rolled out. Celebrities flew in from Tanzania and Uganda, and for a few hours all eyes in East Africa were on Nairobi. Media personalities like Eve D'Souza, MCs like Big Ted, and TV presenters like Jeff Koinange were regular fixtures. The sponsors came in droves: Coca-Cola, Safaricom, Capital FM, and even government-backed cultural institutions. For a time, Kisima rivaled the Cora and Channel O Awards.
Remember, I went and got sponsorship from Capital, from a whole lot of other people. Went to the Carnival, they really supported us and put it together.
Mm-hmm. A night of glamour, happiness, disappointment, and a self-promise to work even harder. But there was a lot of controversy about the nominations for the awards. David Muredi, one of the organizers, explains the nomination process.
We put out questionnaires, effectively, out at various points within the city, and we asked or invited people to literally nominate the people they think deserve these awards. So, and you know, as the presenter said earlier on, this is not a competition, it's a recognition. So everyone's a winner, all the nominees are winners, all the people who weren't named are winners, and maybe next year they'll be named, maybe, you know, but we were saying, effectively, the nominations, as we were saying, were sent in to the Kisima offices. We had a crew, a team of 10 people who were putting all the stuff into the computer effectively and, you know, churning out whoever had the highest nominations, okay, effectively won. I mean, it was the people who voted. We had nothing to do with the voting effectively. And that's the way it went. And, you know, you could tell from the response in the crowd, you know, that they were also behind right? And all the people, including the nominees, when the nominations were read out, people were up and screaming and everything. So the people decided. All we did was just present their answers to them, their nominations to them.
In a bold and ambitious move, the Kisima Awards sought to expand its scope beyond Kenya into the wider East African region. By 2004 to 2005, categories for Ugandan, Tanzania, and even Sudanese musicians were introduced. This move saw the likes of Bebe Cool, Jose Chameleone, and Lady JD nominated alongside Kenyans. The vision was to turn Kisima into East African answers to the MTV Awards, a regional powerhouse. At first, it worked. International media took note. Artists proudly displayed their Kisima trophies in music videos. Kenya positioned itself as the cultural capital of East Africa, but behind the curtains, the cracks were already beginning to show. With growth came internal struggles. Accusation of favoritism, rigged voting, poor artist representation, and opaque selection process started surfacing. Some artists felt sidelined, alleging that popular names were favored regardless of actual votes or merit. The lack of transparency in the nomination and voting process sparked widespread skepticism. The management team at Kisima Awards was accused of operating like an exclusive club, lacking inclusivity and diversity. Especially with upcoming artists, rumors began to swirl that the organizers were more concerned about celebrity appearances than genuine talent development. Meanwhile, sponsors began to ask tough questions about return on investment, and media houses started pulling back. By 2007, the award ceremony was in disarray. The core leadership, mostly made up of industry veterans and former musicians, began experiencing internal conflict. Disputes over financial mismanagement, unpaid artists, and unfulfilled sponsorship deals hit headlines. The 2007 elections in Kenya and the post-election violence that followed also threw the country's event scene into chaos. That year, the Kisima Awards were postponed and later held in a scaled-down form to fade. As Kisima was crumbling, new players entered the scene, the Chaguo Latini's Awards, Awards.
Brace yourself for an evening of celebration and world-class entertainment. Groove Awards
and later Pulse Music Video Awards.
Now, the Standard Media Group has today officially launched the Pulse Music Video Awards, aimed at promoting local artists. The award ceremony is set to take place on the 11th of December this year. It is expected that these awards will boost the local music industry to a level where artists can compete fairly at the international level. The organizers are urging all artists in the country to take advantage of the platform and showcase their work. Pulse is an entertainment magazine popular in Kenya.
Began gaining popularity. Chaguo Latini's Awards tapped into the youth demographic with fresh energy. Groove Awards focused on gospel music, which was thriving thanks to artists like Dadioen, Eunice and Saizait.
And they know the upcoming artists who is aspiring to be like you. And if you're saying you're pulling out from these awards because you're trying to raise other artists, then you're doing it in the wrong way, because someone like they know you must put his hand to that podium or that stage to show him this how you do it and this is the way to go. So if you pull out, it means even him won't be eligible to be in those awards. So if you say remove the name that you are even in the categories that they know will miss out. So you have to go back in, because if you don't want it, then just do it for him.
Pulse leveraged its media power through Standard Group to dominate headlines. These new awards were slicker, more transparent, and better organized. Social media engagement, public voting, and sponsorship integration were sharper. Kisima looked outdated in comparison. Stuck in the old days, audiences, artists, and brands moved on, and Kisima could no longer reclaim its position. There were half-hearted attempts to revive Kisima in 2010 and 2011, with organizers promising new reforms, new partnerships, and better organization. However, none of this materialized into tangible success. The public had lost trust. Artists didn't see value. The brand name no longer had clout. By 2012, the Kisima Awards had all but vanished. The official website went silent, social media pages were inactive, organizers stopped issuing press releases, it quietly died. Without farewell or final ceremony, a once vibrant platform that defined an era was now just a forgotten chapter in Kenya's entertainment story. Despite its fall, the Kisima Awards left an undeniable legacy. It helped define Kenyan music identity at a crucial time. It gave artists a goal to work towards. It created memories that fans still cherish. Without Kisima, we may not have had the same confidence in local sounds that later flourished into global exports like Sauti Sol or Octopizzo. It taught the industry the importance of organization, transparency, and consistency. While new awards have come up, none have quite filled the vacuum left by Kisima. It was not perfect, but it was powerful in its time. For many, winning a Kisima Award is still a badge of honor. The rise and fall of the Kisima Awards is a cautionary tale about ambition, mismanagement, and the fast evolving nature of entertainment. It reminds us that even the brightest lights can fade without vision and structure. Today, as Kenya's creative industry expands into digital platform, content creation, and global collaboration, we must remember our roots. Kisima may be gone, but its echo still lingers in the hearts of fans and artists alike. Do you think the Kisima Awards can make a comeback? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from Kenya's entertainment history.